for under 25 years, actor extraordinaire, the JCJ himself, the SSAF champion of the world! Mr. JP World, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, man. I'm feeling pretty good. How about you?
Fan-freaking-tastic, because today our feature presentation is Bullet Train.
Man, so I didn't see this in the theater. I just watched it on Netflix when it dropped on Netflix maybe, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, it hasn't been out long. I meant to see it in the theater, too. It's so good, right?
It's so fun. It was so fun. It was so good.
Couldn't agree more. Very excited.
Right up our alley.
Absolutely.
Right up our alley.
Yeah, good might not be the right word, but it's just fun as hell.
Yeah, it was so much fun. The music is great. Brad Pitt is awesome. Lemon and Tangerine are great.
Oh, I love me some Brian Tyree Henry. And Aaron Taylor Johnson. And he's pretty great, too.
Oh, he's great. And you heard the big news about him, right? Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I don't know about the new one. Are you going with the Craven thing?
No, he might be the next James Bond.
Oh, interesting. Isn't he American?
Aaron Taylor Johnson? No, he's British.
Oh, okay.
Through and through.
I mean, his British accent was spot on, but I guess that makes sense. I thought he was American for some reason.
Yeah, because I think it's because the first time we saw him was in Kick-Ass.
Yeah, you're right.
He does a really great American accent in that, of course.
Right. That's exactly why I thought that.
But yeah, no, he's British, and I guess either last week or the week before, he met with the Broccoli's, and he's
Barbara Broccoli and all them.
A front runner to play the new Bond.
I kind of like that. I like him a lot. I think he's great. I wish they wouldn't have killed him off as Quicksilver in the Avengers. Because
what the fuck?
Like, they wanted to have stakes, but also he can move faster than bullets. How's he getting shot by bullets? Like, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off.
Suck on that, Joss Whedon, you idiot. But
the Russo brothers wouldn't have killed him.
No, they would never. They would never.
No.
But before we get into that, what have you been watching, reading, seeing, doing this week?
I watched The Menu last night.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
Have you watched that yet?
No, what is this?
So it's this new movie that just dropped on HBO Max. It's got Ralph Fiennes. It's got Anna Taylor-Joy. It's got, God, what's his name? From The Great. And he was Beast in Days of Future Past.
Oh, and he was in Mad Max Fury Road.
Yes. I'm blanking. My brain
is
not working well today.
He is freaking hell. Carry on.
He's really good. It's great cast. Johnny Legs is in it.
Oh, Johnny Legs.
Yeah, it's really great. It's like a horror satire. And it deals around like super high-end fine dining shit, and it's kind of poking fun at that and poking fun at the people who take that really seriously and take themselves really seriously. Check it out. It's really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Nicholas Hoult.
That's it. I was like, it's Nick something.
Yeah. I was going to get there, but I didn't want to wait.
Yeah. But other than that, Haley and I had a Joe Pesci night. We watched Casino and My Cousin Vinny. Man.
Pesci, I don't feel like Pesci gets his due.
He really doesn't. He won an Oscar, and not to mention he had one of the shortest Oscar speeches in history.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
He just went up. He won for Goodfellas. He walks up and he went, "It's my pleasure. Thank you." And then he walked off.
What a legend.
Legend. He's fucking great.
He's the best. I love him.
Yeah, Pesci is great. He's got the dramatic chops. He's so fucking funny too.
Yeah, it's weird to say that about an Oscar winner, but I just don't feel like you get that. He's not thrown into that conversation, you know?
I don't think he is, because he's been incredibly selective about his parts, and he hasn't overstayed his welcome. He's like, you know what? I'm fucking out. I don't need to do this anymore.
I know. I respect the hell out of that too. Or it's just like, I don't need to do all these geezer teasers for $1 million to show up for 30 minutes. Like, I'm just done. I'm good, guys.
Yeah. Oh, you need me to come out of retirement? Oh, who are you, Martin Scorsese? I guess I'll do it.
Yeah,
I guess.
He killed it in The Irishman too. Very understated role. like like when you think about all the other mob movies he's been in, where he's just this larger than life character, but he's just like a calm, collected, calculating, like, oh, it's fantastic.
You motherfucker, you.
Go and get your shine box, Spider. Michael Imperioli.
Spider dance, motherfucker! Woohoo! Dance.
I love how The Sopranos did a nod to that, where he shoots the bakery guy in the foot.
Yeah. Now load it up with Screw Adele. And I love how the next scene, how Christopher walks in with the box and he just throws it casually on the counter. And Paulie goes, "With the Shri Adele? Are you crazy?"
This man who does it once.
Oh man. So but that's kind of about it. What about you?
The Bad Batch came back.
Ooh, nice.
Animated series. That's kind of like a sequel to the Clone Wars. I have not actually watched the first 2 episodes. I couldn't remember a thing from the first season, so I binged that this last week, and I'm all caught up now. But by the time I finished the last one, it was like 3 a.m, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait.
I need to go to bed.
Yeah, it's time. But yeah, that was very good. Man, I love that series. I love Star Wars animation. They're like up there with DC animation. They just kill it.
Oh wow,
so
that's
good.
high praise.
It's so good. What else? Mythic Quest is back. Love it. Everyone needs to watch that. It's fantastic. I watched something else. What else have I been watching? What is it, JP? What have I been watching?
Did you watch Chippendales yet with Kumail?
I watched the first couple episodes. I need to go back to that. I completely forgot about it. But yeah,
it's great.
He's so good.
He's so good. It's just, man, I love him. He's awesome. And because I've been listening to a bunch of interviews with him. You know where he went to college, right?
Where?
Grinnell.
I almost said Grinnell, just like threw it out of my ass. God damn it, trust your
he went to Grinnell.
Man. Fuck, that's crazy. I think he's got like a little indie band love for me, where it's like I've been a fan of his before he was like what he is now. Like I mean, like that little douchey, like, oh, I knew it before it was cool. Like in his little podcast and like the different like comedy shows he used to do like in LA that they'd throw up like on the internet or something with him and like Andy Daly or like whoever else he was fucking around with before people knew who any of them were.
He's been around for a long time.
Yeah, he's been doing work and he's been hilarious the entire time. It's just I'm glad to see him getting that bag finally.
Yeah, totally. Make that money, make that Marvel money, make that Star Wars money.
Exactly. I love that he got so yoked for the Marvel movie, and they never gave him the shirt off scene. That's a dick move, because he was looking good. It was looking good.
It's like whatchamacallit. Jensen Ackles showed up on set because he's like, okay, I'm gonna be on The Boys. I gotta get fucking jacked, and he gets so jacked, and he shows up on set, and Anthony Starr goes, mate, you can just have him put muscles in your suit.
Yeah, put the padding, get the Batman suit out. Well, pad your ass up. What you doing, man?
Just pad your ass up, man. But I mean, hey, you know, he's fucking jacked, so okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the dream where because the only way to get that kind of jacked is that it's like your full-time job, where like the studio
100%.
sends you like skinless chicken breasts, like 100 of them a day, and like pays for a trainer, and like that makes it your life. That's the only way to actually obtain that type of body. Like regular people can't do that. It's not. Yeah,
you're not
real.
seeing a guy in an office job sitting in a cubicle with 6-pack abs. It's just not happening.
Yeah,
and if it is
shredded like that.
Hit us up on Instagram or Twitter or something.
Yeah,
Let us know.
You have no life, and your job is a joke if that's the case. Because you shouldn't be able to do CrossFit 3 times a day if you work a 9 to 5.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I'm going with in my slovenly fat body. All right. You know what? There's more, but God, I gotta write these things down. I'm kind of just excited to get into this. It's been a little while.
Let's do it.
I know we haven't missed a week, but it feels like forever. So
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into our feature presentation.
And now, our feature presentation.
Bullet Train from 2022, a 54% for the critics and Rotten Tomatoes, a 76% from the audience, directed by David Leitch, starring Brad Pitt as Ladybug, Joey King as Prince, Aaron Taylor Johnson as Tangerine, Brian Tyree Henry as Lemon, and Andrew Koji as Kimura. Also, Zazie Beetz shows up. Michael Heresy Shannon shows up. Ryan Reynolds shows up. Her name escapes me at the moment, but the female from The Boys, as you just mentioned, shows up. It's crazy. Oh, and Sandra Bullock. Sandy shows up.
And Sandra Bullock. And we got to give credit where credit is due. That fucking awesome Japanese actor who plays the father.
I know. I didn't write his name down because in the wherever I looked up the cast list, it didn't have a character name.
Oh, he's just called the Elder.
Yeah, I refer to him as
Hiroyuki Sanada
throughout. Yeah, he's great. He's in. What else is he in? Because I recognized him.
Oh, he's in tons of shit. He was in The Last Samurai. He was in The Wolverine. He was in Sunshine. He was in Mortal Kombat, Army of the Dead. He plays the crazy, shady businessman in Army of the Dead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I recognized him. It was like one of those, that guy,
Yeah. Yep. Oh, that's right. Oh, from The Boys. She was the attendant, stewardess, flight attendant.
I can't remember her
train attendant.
Name. Yeah, I think I know it, but I don't want to butcher it because
Karen Fukuhara.
That's it.
And did you see Hero from Heroes?
I never saw Heroes.
Oh, Hero, the guy who played Hero on Heroes, was the conductor who asked Brad Pitt for his ticket.
Oh, he was the guy that he was the tickets please guy.
Yeah, and Bad Bunny, the crazy famous Latin rapper, was the wolf.
Oh, yeah, I usually just go to Rotten Tomatoes and it's like the top 5 people. I just write that down. And then all these other people started, because I used to go to IMDb too, and I would have seen all these other people. They would have been up on the list because they go a little deeper.
Right.
I was so surprised every time someone showed up. I was like, Sandra Bullock? Ryan Reynolds? What? Zazie Beetz? What's going on?
I know. It's crazy. It's huge. The cast is amazing.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. This is a hell of a lot of fun.
I had so much fun watching this movie. I loved it.
It was a real pain in the ass to take notes the way that we do because you never really quite know what's going on till the end. And it's kind of all over the place, and it's like dropping in characters. It's like it might give you this whole backstory on a character, and then they're dead in about 8 seconds. So it's like, what do I write down?
Zazie Beetz, spoiler alert, lasted about 4 minutes.
Same with the wolf. It's just like we got this whole backstory thing, and then it's just like, oh, now they're dead. Like, how much do I write down about this person? Like, every time they introduce someone, I'm like, do I write a paragraph here, or do I just not care?
Right.
Very frustrating to take notes, but a delightful movie otherwise. And that's not the filmmaker's fault because they don't know what we do and they don't care.
Right.
All right, let's get into this.
Let's do it.
We start off with Kimura's son in the hospital. He got pushed off a building or something.
Yeah, something real fucked up.
Yeah, really messed up way to start. And his dad, the man you just mentioned, the old guy, I refer to him as the old dude throughout, because I don't think he really had a character name. He kind of gives him a bunch of guilt, and he's like, yeah, like a father's supposed to protect their kid. Like, way to go, dickhead. You suck. So he's feeling all sorts of shame. He gets a gun and boards a bullet train. I guess he somehow knows the person responsible is on it. I didn't really catch that, but I'm sure it was there somewhere.
Yeah.
Ladybug, Brad Pitt, also gets on, and the whole time talking with his handler, who I recognized the voice, but I didn't place it as Sandra Bullock.
I didn't either until the very end.
I love their back and forth too. It's really great.
The banter in this movie between them, between Lemon and Tangerine, like just the banter in general, like the dialogue, I thought it was almost like Tarantino-esque in a way.
Yeah, a little bit. Like it's really fantastic. Like him on the
Mm-hmm.
phone with her, and then the twins, Lemon and Tangerine, are just fantastic. I could watch either of them just for 2 hours. Like either of those groups of people,
Yeah.
just
Oh man.
watch them go back and forth.
Yeah, and man, Brad Pitt, he's almost 60 years old. Dude is aging like a fine wine.
Yeah, I mean, even though he looks, as Lemon puts it, you look like every white homeless man I've ever seen. I was like, man, I don't know. I've seen a lot of homeless people here.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone that attractive.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. There's a lot of homeless people in LA.
True. So he's going on about like how unlucky he is. Like it's like just saying everything bad happens to him. It's like I love all like little flashbacks. Like this perfect example of like, when do I need to write something down? I didn't write this down, but he was like staking out some whatever, like taking pictures, and like a bellboy just like jumped to commit suicide and landed on top of his car. It's like, even when I don't try to kill people, people die.
And he's driving him to the hospital, and the guy's like, ugh.
Yeah,
He's like,
his
hang in there,
head's just
buddy.
poking in. Yeah, it's just little. They did so many little things like that they just didn't need to do, but were just a delight. And
I really loved it.
I always think about the more we've gotten into this movie dissecting thing, I always think about like the time and effort it takes to like set up a shot and like get all this stuff just for a fraction of a second, like throwaway kind of gag like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the amount of time and money it probably costs for that half a second.
Oh my God.
It's probably enormous.
I can't even imagine.
I that's why I don't think I could ever be a filmmaker. So I just be like, I don't feel like doing all that work. Like, yeah, this would be good, but do we need it?
It's only gonna, because you hear about shit like that all the time, where it's like, hey, this scene that was 10 seconds in the movie, it took them 3 weeks to shoot and set up, and $100,000. And
I'm too impatient. I just be like, fuck it, it's fine. Yeah. Moving on. So I wouldn't be a good, for many reasons why I wouldn't be a good filmmaker, but that's top of the list. So yeah, he establishes he's unlucky, but she gave him the code name Ladybug because I guess ladybugs are supposed to be lucky in that culture. I don't know. In Japan. Decides not. I like how he gears up in like the little locker, and he decides not to bring the gun. His whole thing about like Barry is psychiatrist. I really enjoy that too. Just going back and forth about like trying to like be a better guy.
And all this, very just self-helpy kind of stuff that he spouts throughout the movie.
Yeah, a lot of Tony Robbins bullshit type stuff.
Yeah.
So he decides not to bring the gun. Then we get Kimura. He goes to get revenge on the person. He has like their seat number or something. The person who pushed his kid off the roof, and it's Prince. Man, Joey King's fantastic in this, by the way.
She's really good.
She's so good. And he sees it looks like this like little girl just sitting there, and he's like, oh, sorry. Like he's about to like kill her because he thinks it's just gonna be some dickhead dude. It's just Joey King, Prince, sitting there. Looks all like innocent and everything. And of course he's taken aback at first, and then she just tases him right in the neck.
And not even that too. He like falls onto the headrest and like honks his head really bad. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, his fall down. He hits every branch on that tree. Brutal. And I love this whole reoccurring thing. Like they beat it into the ground and it shouldn't work, but God, it fucking does. Lemon just talking about Thomas the Tank Engine. Like the entire
this
time.
Is our scene read.
Oh, it's so good. Right,
no Thomas the Tank Engine in this scene read, but I thought this one was like basically our introduction to them, and I thought it was just so much fun.
Perfect. I will be. Who am I? Sorry.
I'll be Tangerine. You be Lemon.
Perfect.
All right, you ready?
Let's do this.
Lemon.
Tangerine.
You're bleeding, mate.
Oh shit. Who Who did I kill?
Get a wet one on it or something for me, mate.
It's not mine, mate.
Oh, it's not yours.
Yeah, I don't bleed.
Well, in that case, just leave your jacket open. Let everyone have a good old look.
Yeah, I want everyone to see my tie.
Fuck is wrong with you? Pull your coat together so no one notices.
I think they'll notice the childish code names first. But if you're gonna stick with fruit, why not apple or orange?
Tangerines are sophisticated.
Now he's calling the fruit sophisticated.
It's cross-hybridized with other fruit. They're adaptable. Like me.
And why am I a lemon?
Because you're sour. No one likes lemons.
That's bollocks, mate. Lemonade, lemon drops,
You got a sore throat?
lemon meringue pie,
When was the last time you ate lemon meringue pie?
lemon drizzle cake.
Are you talking about lemons?
Quite like lemons. Just hate code names. It's as close to English as I can get.
It's just their banter is so good and they have such good chemistry, and apparently they became like really like tight in real life. He's like,
Oh, I love that.
Brian Tyree Henry. Yeah, I watched an interview and Brian Tyree Henry is like, dude, this is my brother now. He's my guy. Like we're gonna be friends forever.
I like that. They both, I mean, I obviously don't know either of them, but they both seem like decent dudes, you know?
Yeah.
Just from everything I've seen them in and interviews and stuff, so that kind of makes me happy, oddly.
I did randomly meet Aaron Taylor Johnson in real life in LA, like, because a guy I knew through one of Haley's friends was walking through Silver Lake while we were sitting outside eating, and I guess they know each other because the guy is English who is friends with him. And he seemed like he was really nice, but he was really shy.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, he was really nice, but he was just very proper, but also like very shy. Like, hi, how are you?
Just a proper English bloke.
Yeah, proper fucking English bloke, mate.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who watched Shining Time Station as a kid, I really enjoyed all the Thomas the Tank Engine stuff.
I watched it a little bit, but I didn't get all the references, but I appreciate it.
I mean, that show, I could talk for like hours on that because it fascinates me, because George Carlin is inexplicably like the conductor. Like, George, 7 words you can't say on TV, Carlin. Like, it's just on this little kiddie show about like morality and shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, geez. That's so funny.
It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's on and on about it. He's always saying how it taught him how to read people, and like he gives everyone a designation. One of which is you don't want to be a diesel. They're the bad guy. That comes into a lot of play later.
Comes into a lot of play, and I love how Brad Pitt is. Because it intercuts between Brad Pitt looking for the briefcase and Lemon and Tangerine, and Brad Pitt's like, all these people, all these things. How the fuck am I gonna wait? Silver briefcase, train sticker on the handle. She's like, yep. And he goes, holy shit box.
Yeah, he just finds it so easily and quickly.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. While they're arguing over whether they killed 16 or 17 people. And then we get to see
love this bit too.
Oh, it's so great. I love going back to it, and I love they're in their little like ponchos so they don't get blood all over themselves. It's so fantastic. It's like, why do they always have swords? Quite like swords. So good.
And the kills are so gory.
Oh yeah. It's I love the aesthetic because it's all like bright and, you know, like the way you think of like Tokyo with like neon lights and like just like an assault on the senses, kind of just like bright lights and noises and everything, and that juxtaposed with just that hyper violence, I think is fantastic. So yeah, while they're doing that, Ladybug gets the case with I guess there was like ransom money for the White Death's son. Like that was where they killed all those people. They went to rescue him and get the case for the ransom money. And that's Ladybug's job. He's just supposed to grab the case and get off the train, basically. Simple enough. He takes it and about to get off the train and just like gets stabbed by some big dude.
By Bad Bunny.
Yeah. We find out is the wolf a little later on. But then Prince, she's chatting with Kimura, and her whole plan is she wants to kill the White Death. He's like in charge of all the crime in Japan, basically.
He's was a Russian mob dude who came to Japan and basically challenged the throne and took out everybody.
Yeah.
And took over the Yakuza in Tokyo.
Yeah. Real badass. So while Tangerine and Lemon are arguing about losing the case, they realize, that it's gone because he just checked it for some reason like an idiot. Someone offs the White Death's son. He's just bleeding from his eyes. Real horrible.
Which is Logan Lerman, oddly enough, by the way.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was Logan Lerman.
Oh my god. So many people. Man, I can't imagine, like, because he's in the movie a lot, but as a dead guy.
It's like a Weekend at Bernie's thing.
Oh, they pull a Weekend at Bernie's later. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how awesome is that? He's like, all I do is just got to sit here and pretend to be dead, and I get paid.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
I just feel like I'm obviously not an actor, so I don't really know what goes into everything, but like I feel like that'd be so weird to just be like a part of the movie, but a corpse, like, but still an important part of the movie, but you're never saying anything. You're just, it'd be such an odd job to have.
Yeah, he has like 5 lines in the whole movie, but he's in the movie quite a bit.
He's in like more than half the movie.
Yeah, easily.
So that's when we meet the wolf. We get a flashback, and I guess he's like some cartel, like South American cartel member or something.
Mexican drug cartel, I think. Okay,
and like he's having a wedding, I guess, and like everyone gets poisoned like big time. So brutal.
Dude, the blood vomiting was a little much for me. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the bleeding out the eyes and then just the projectile blood vomit.
What is this, 28 days later or something?
Seriously, real brutal and disgusting.
Yeah.
And then we get back to I guess present time, and Ladybug gets stabbed, but he gets stabbed like in his phone, I guess. Is that what he got stabbed in?
Yeah, like he gets stabbed in his phone, which he still gets stabbed a little bit in his chest, but the phone stopped a lot of the blade.
Like, why was it so high up, like on his shoulder pads?
I don't know. That was weird. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he had it in his hand, and I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's so great. They fight, and he's just like confused the entire time. He's like, "What is happening,
dude? I don't even know you."
So great, such a good fight. And the wolf eventually gets stabbed by his own knife. He like throws it at the case, and it gets blocked. It just goes right into his heart.
Mi corazón.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt was slick with that briefcase.
Oh yeah, he was using it as just like a Spartan shield for 300. He was all over the place. And so I like how he just like he like makes him look like he's drunk.
And now he's just, it's like that line from Commando. He's like, don't mess with don't wake up my friend. He's dead tired.
That made me think of the exact same thing. So good. So he's confused, a bit befuddled, but he's like, whatever, I'm getting off this train. Goes to get off, and Lemon's just standing there like with a gun. He's like, crap. Guess I can't do this. And then he fights a mascot for a minute. I love how he just punches it right in the face.
And you hear like a squeak or something.
That's silly and weird. Then he's just like, oh crap, I gotta figure something out. he realizes Tangerine and Lemon, they're the ones who own the case, and decides to go talk with Lemon for a bit. Um, Prince then he stashes the case in that car where he left the wolf, and Prince just finds it right away.
Yeah, she's we come to find out that she's kind of the criminal mastermind of this whole thing, but yeah, she finds that case oddly fast.
Yeah, she set a lot of it in motion. I mean, she gives the I'm lucky. That's just kind of the excuse for things work out for her.
Okay.
Yeah, which is funny because Zazie Beetz shows up later, and her superpower in Deadpool 2 is that she's just lucky.
She was Domino, right?
Yep.
Was that the character? Yeah.
Yep. Not so lucky in this one. I love Ladybug and Lemon are on the quiet car, and they have this quiet fight. It's so great. He just tells this lady, "Eat a bag of dicks."
Eat a bag of dicks, lady.
It's so good. I really enjoyed their fight, especially when the lady looks back and they just he has his arm around him. It's just buddy. They're both bleeding out of their faces.
It's a quiet car.
So good. He ends up knocking Lemon out and makes some sleepy time tea basically next to him, just makes it there, which comes into play. He then meets Channing Tatum for some reason. I forgot all about him. Is this sex stuff?
What is this sex stuff?
Yeah. Reminds me a lot of This Is the End, the way he was all in for the sex stuff. He wanted it to be sex stuff.
And did you notice how a lot of people have daddy issues in this movie?
Yeah, pretty much everybody.
Pretty much everybody has daddy issues.
Yeah, David Leitch, you all right, man? Maybe you need to go see Barry. So yeah, he meets Channing Tatum. I have no idea what his character's name was, if you've even had one. And he's like, "I'll give you $200 to take my hat and my glasses, just as a diversion." Tangerine comes after him. He ends up he says he's fucking MacGyver. He barricades this door with a golf club and a bunch of bags or something. And also seems to accidentally release a snake in the process.
Yeah, the boom slang, which was incredibly poisonous. And we see at the beginning of the movie, we see a 10-second clip about the boom slang was taken from the Japanese public zoo or something.
I love how the way they gave the wolf a flashback. They gave the snake a flashback. It's so good. It's so silly and necessary, but it fits with what they're doing, and it's fantastic. So the White Death keeps calling Tangerine, wants to confirm that he thinks something's up. Wants to confirm that they have the case and his son. So get off at the next station. And that's when they do their weekend at Bernie's, where he gets off, Tangerine gets off, and Lemon's there just puppeting him. So stupid.
And it's clearly this isn't gonna work.
Yeah. But it kind of does.
It kind of does, yeah. And
for a minute, at least.
I love how Tangerine is just I'm a fucking professional, and you look like we're about to have an 80s dance-off.
Yeah. He handles it well.
Yeah.
Then after they get out of this little scrape, find out Prince, she put a bomb in the case. And there's another one in the gun that she had given to Kimura. She basically also, I failed to mention this, but she had told him that she has a goon basically at the hospital where his son is, and if she doesn't check in every 10 minutes, then that guy's gonna kill his son. So he can't kill her with the gun. She's just messing with him, essentially.
She's got him kind of fucked right now.
Yeah, and there's also a bomb in the gun because she's 10 people have tried to assassinate the White Death, and every time they failed, and the White Death uses their weapon to kill the assassin. So she basically wants to force him to try and kill, and fail, and then he'll blow himself up. I believe is the plan.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So very convoluted, but okay. Tangerine then he uses the Find My Phone app because Ladybug took Lemon's phone. It's so great.
I love how Brad Pitt's in the toilet and he's like, "These smart toilets, they're a pleasure to the senses."
Yeah. He's just like not in the same, like he's just like his brain's somewhere else this entire movie, but it really works.
It really does. I love it.
They end up punching a bit, and I like when the attendant like comes by, he makes him buy him some water. Which is fantastic. Which he then brains him with shortly after.
Are you sure you don't want to just like chill out for a second and talk this out? And he's like, "Nope, sure don't." Okay.
Yeah, whips it right at his head. So great. White Death calls again. He's about to get stabbed with Ladybug's about to get stabbed with some chopsticks, and Tangerine's phone goes off. He's like, "You should probably get that. It might be important." And he's just like, yeah, it probably is. They just like they just keep taking like timeouts. It's like, car, game on. Yeah. So yeah, he answers the phone and he's like, "We're gonna kill everyone on the train if you don't get off at the next stop and prove that you have the case and everything. Both of you this time." He's like, "Okay, I guess we're working together now." They don't know what we look like, so he uses Ladybug as like pretend to be his brother. It goes really well until it goes very poorly.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, where Ladybug holds up the case and he's like, because they like, "Did you look in it?" And he's like, "No, like I didn't even." And he like flips the lock and it just opens.
and it's like sex toys and like underwear.
Yeah. And jump back on the train. He's just like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry." Like, I love his reaction.
I was trying to sell it, man. They were buying it, man. They were buying it.
It's so good. Just like he's apologizing, just like he got in like a fender bender in a parking lot or something. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, man." Like, I don't know what happened. That's my bad. So now, yeah, the bad guys, the real big bad guys, they know they don't have the case. Lemon then comes across Prince and Gamera, and he's on to them. Now, he's also the whole time chugging the sleepy time tea.
It's only a matter of time.
Yep. And then Ladybug ends up kicking Tangerine off the train while they're all chatting. Back to them. Lemon shoots Gamera. But Tangerine didn't hear no bell. He just like comes running and jumps onto the back of the bullet train. Okay.
It's like a big ass jump in slow motion and
ridiculous. So Lemon, he's figured out she's like the brains of the operation, but that's when the sleepy time tea kicks in.
I love how she's like trying to play it and he knows right away. He's like, "Oh my God, did you like train or something? Like you're an incredible actress. Oh, that's a real tear.
Yeah,
that's a
lips
real
quivering and everything,
tear.
even though I know you're not afraid." So good. Because he learned how to read people from Thomas the Tank Engine. So yeah, then he passes out for the sleep or the drink, and Prince shoots him a bunch.
Like Jesus, cold-blooded.
Yeah, real brutal. Then we learn more about the Hornet, who's the one who's poisoning everybody with the bloody eyes and vomit and whatnot. And she's been in the mascot costume all along. She's the one who killed the White Death's son. Ladybug spots, he gets his information. He has the picture and he's sees her. She's all dressed up as an attendant now. And then they fight for a bit. Man, I love this. They each get hit with the poison. And he's like, "Yeah, we have 30 seconds. You got the antidote." And she starts to bring it out, and he just jams it into his own neck. He's like, "You didn't bring more than one? You weren't prepared?" And he's like, "Oh, can I do anything for you? Do you want some water? Can I hold your hand?"
I love how he's like, you didn't bring more than one. I'm sorry. I'm mansplaining.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Again, the way he's like talking to her, it's like she fell down, like a kid that fell down and scraped their knee off their big wheel or something.
Do you need a blanket?
Yeah, she's just dying. Horrible death.
Horrible death.
Yep. And yeah, so she dies. Then Tangerine finds Lemon, thinks he's dead, grabs his gun. He's not happy. Ladybug now has the case. Tangerine gets another call from White Death. He's like, I'm gonna kill everybody. He's like, oh yeah, what are you gonna like? He's mad now. He's big mad.
Mm-hmm.
He's
big
like,
mad.
oh yeah, what are you gonna do? Kill us in front of everyone on this floor? He's like, nah, I bought all the tickets, so it's just you idiots on the train. It's like, ah, frick. So he's got a bunch of guys coming to kill him along with himself. Lemon, before he got he tagged Prince with a little diesel sticker.
I know. That was great touch.
Yeah,
great touch.
Yeah, and he's about to Tangerine's about to shoot her, but then Ladybug shows up and they wrestle, and in the fracas, Tangerine gets like shot in the neck. I like how he's trying to be like diesel. He's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He's like, you're the fucking diesel.
Yeah, he just doesn't get it. So she keeps playing the innocent young girl. Like, she's like, I've been kidnapped, blah, 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 whatever. Tricks him into thinking she's not really part of this. They try to get off the train, and she, like, tricks him again. She's like, my bag's stuck. He's just like, ugh. And so he gets back on the train. Then Gamora's dad shows up.
Yep, the elder.
Yep. And we're about to get some exposition, but the snake attacks Ladybug.
And just like bites the fucking shit out of him. He wraps it in his shirt and puts it in the toilet, and then has a big sign on it that says "Snake, don't open."
Just little things like that. Like, he takes the time to grab a Sharpie to write on the toilet just in case someone opens it up.
He's being thoughtful.
Yeah, it's a decent move, because I mean, fuck, man, you go to sit down on the toilet, take care of some business, and a goddamn poisonous snake is there. That was a nightmare.
Oh, nightmare fuel.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Old dude, he's like, yeah, like, I'm actually, like, really the captain now. Like, I got a guy at the hospital. You think I'd leave my grandson unattended? So that guy just gets wasted. Which is great.
Just a plastic bag over the head, and then right as he's about to die, throat slash.
Yeah, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Then him and Ladybug makes his way back out. You know, him and the old dude have a chat. He tells him his story. He's like, "I'm gonna tell you a story." He's like, "Nah, I'm good." It's like, it's a short one. He's like, "Come on, man." It's a bad day.
No, it's really short. No thanks.
Yeah. Still polite. Tells him his story about, like, he was part of, you know, the old regime that the White Death overtook, like you mentioned earlier. And he's like, so here's the plan. I want you to escort my son off the train. That his son wasn't dead. He's like, and I'll deal with the White Death, because he, like, killed my wife and, like, burned down my life or whatever and all that. And that's when Lemon in there, no belt.
Bulletproof vest.
Yeah. And he has a nice moment with his dead brother. Like, later on when he's like, yeah, I lost a brother, but I gained another one. He's just like, really? He's like, fuck no. Later, though.
Yeah, that's a really, really nice moment, and it shows them when they're kids and they're watching soccer on TV, and yeah, that was a sweet moment.
Yeah, and they all decide to, like, put their differences aside, work together. White Death boards a train, find out Prince is his daughter.
Of course.
Yeah. Of
and
course.
Michael Shannon is the White Death.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Heresy!
Awesome. Random.
I was like, is that Michael Shannon? I had to look it up. I was like, I think it is. I think it is. Oh boy. So, yeah, we find out that little bombshell. Ladybug then just, like, waltzes out off the train to give the goons the case. And she's Prince is like pointing a gun at the White Death, but he just like disarms her. But it's the gun with it's the exploding gun, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like she kind of wanted that to happen, I guess. I don't know. Like,
yeah, it got a little bit cliche where she's like, "Come on, do it." She's like,
yeah,
"Come
but she
on,
would have died
fucking
too.
do it."
Like I guess she was okay with that. I don't know.
No.
But yeah, of course he doesn't shoot. I like how he's like pow pow.
Pew, pew.
He doesn't shoot her. Then the the White Death chats with Ladybug for a bit. Goes full exposition and explains a bunch of things about like his dead wife and like how he was supposed to be in the car, and it was really Carver is the person that was supposed to be on the train, but he had a stomach bug or something. Like his tummy was feeling
So he
upset.
called in sick.
Yeah. so yeah, and of course, who is Carver? It's Ryan Reynolds.
In a non-speaking 5-second little
Yeah,
cameo.
fantastic.
Awesome.
Fantastic. That's when I love the two henchmen that are just like, why do we have to open the case? What if there's a bomb in there? It's like, think these masks are gonna protect us now?
Just open the fucking case.
They're just having this real world conversation. It's fantastic. And of course they open it, bomb goes off, big fight. Lemon then starts the train, gets it moving. All while I need a hero pumps.
And the father and the son are kicking ass, and they're like
Yeah.
gutting dudes and slicing them up,
Yeah.
slice and dice.
Yeah, the old father's got like his samurai sword out, and he's just like chopping wood all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Chopping wood.
Having that wood and that redwood down. And Lemon just like goes Hulk mode and like starts beating some dudes up. Just, like,
He's
charging
kicking
at him.
serious ass.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
I like a thick boy action star.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
he's a delightful thick boy.
Yeah.
Train kind of crashes. It like doesn't though. Yeah, it's just like
It's on a track and it goes like, so it collides with another bullet train, but the other bullet train goes over it, and basically nothing happens.
yeah, it just carries on.
Yeah.
So then Lemon does like a sacrifice. He charges one of the, because it rips open part of the cabin. He charges one of the guys, goes full like spears him right out the door, or
Just like Bill Goldberg
Yeah.
spears him out the door while they're over a bridge, over a river, into the water. Lemon's gone, seemingly dead. Quotes, heavy quotes.
Although it's an action movie and they landed in water, so we know he's fine.
He's fine, totally fine.
Back in with the old dude, man, he just cuts up White Death, just like a hibachi chef. I mean, he's just going all up at him.
Oh, the shoulder move when he just
Yeah,
pulls it down.
so brutal.
Brutal.
He seems to be on his way out, but then the train crashes for real, I guess.
Yeah. Yep, because Brad Pitt tries to find the brakes in the manual, and he's going English. Okay, I found it, and then all the fucking whole manual just goes out the window.
It's so good. So stupid. It's so great.
God, he's so much bad luck.
Yep. And it like crashes into like a suburban like neighborhood too.
Yeah, it's really gnarly, and I love like the slow motion. The CGI looks really great, and Brad Pitt is just like floating through the train, and like Kimura and his dad are just kind of looking at him, and they're all like just flying through air, and it's just, oh man, crazy.
Yeah.
And then he saves himself because he finds that Japanese anime character costume, and he like crash lands into it, so it's basically just like a giant mattress.
He slowly tucks and like rolls into it too.
It's great.
It's so good.
So good.
So then yeah, it's Bedlam. big crash. Everyone's alive, of course.
Of course, everyone's alive and pretty fine after a catastrophic train crash.
Yeah, they all just kind of shake it off, walk it off, rub some dirt on it.
Mm.
They'll come back to reality, and White Death, he's not dead. He's still pretty mad. He thinks Ladybug is Carver still. He's not buying this.
I love when Brad Pitt goes, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. And Michael Shannon is just like, do not call me bro.
He's so upset by being called bro.
I had a boss who felt that way about Buddy. He hated being called Buddy. Like one time he was in a Starbucks and he was getting ready he ordered his drink, did everything, was getting ready to pay, and the guy goes, okay, just whenever you're ready, buddy. And my old boss goes, don't call me Buddy. I don't like being called Buddy. And he turned around and walked out.
I mean, I get that. It's kind of condescending. It's like,
yeah, I mean, especially if it's somebody younger than you. If it's like somebody who I clearly know is like in their 20s and they're like, hey, thanks, buddy. Or thanks, bud. I'm like, dude, I'm clearly older than you.
It's a distant cousin of Champ.
Oh, that's been a long time since I've heard that one.
Also very condescending.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's real mad now. If his wife dying wasn't enough to push him over the edge, the bro did it.
Yeah.
He goes to shoot Ladybug, but out of bullets. Then he's like, oh yeah, I still got the gun that my daughter threw in my face.
Mm-hmm.
Goes shoot him, boom, blows half his fucking face off.
Whoa! It was, man, wow. And they're just like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. Just confused. Like, he says he has bad luck, but really he should have died about 1,000 times.
1,000 times, leading from the first shot in the movie where he almost gets, pancaked by a truck.
Yeah. And I mean, like, he gets stabbed in his phone, like, all sorts of things.
He clearly has lots of great luck with himself.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Tons of luck.
Mm-hmm.
So we think everyone's good, big bad's vanquished. But nope. Prince shows up with this, like, giant machine gun.
I'm the fucking White Death now! Boom.
Just
hit by a tangerine truck.
Pasted by that van. So good.
Oh.
Then Sandra Bullock just shows up. Little Sandy.
Old Sandy Bullock. Yeah, we'd both talked. We thought we had recognized that voice, but yeah, it was Sandy Bullock just jumping in, doing another little cameo, like Channing Tatum and so many cameos in this. It was amazing.
Yeah, she was the handler's voice on the phone the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So she comes to rescue Ladybug, basically.
Oh, you came to rescue me? Yeah. Aww.
Yeah. And her car gets smashed. For some reason. I don't really know why. Something falls on it.
It was funny. They're talking about how nice the car is and, Brad Pitt being quote unquote bad luck.
Yeah. But
yeah,
not a big deal. They just wander off.
Walk off into the sunset.
Just first responders show up and police and everything, but no one stops them.
They just walk right off. No issues.
Yeah. Then we get credits. But fake out. Lemon, he's still alive. He was the one driving the tangerine truck.
Poetic justice.
Yeah, what a nice little button at the end there.
I loved it.
And now for real credits.
I really, really liked this movie a lot. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this.
Yeah, this was, I really just loved how just campy and comic booky, and the action was great.
It was kind of comic booky. That's a
Yeah,
good call.
it had some definitely like, I mean, I even wrote in my notes. There's even like the opening shot. It feels very comic booky.
Yeah, absolutely. I hadn't even thought of that, but that's perfect.
Mhm. Yeah. I've got some trivia if you want to hear it.
Oh, hit us with some trivia.
Aaron Taylor Johnson lost a chunk of his hand and passed out after doing a stunt.
Oh, like, do you think it's like noticeable?
I mean, they say chunk. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think
chunk
it was like
seems
a big
a lot, you know?
chunk seems a lot, but I feel like that's something that, with some stitches and stuff that he'd be okay. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, he's got money, so he's probably
Yeah, seriously. Shot some, platelet-rich plasma in there, grew him back a new chunk in his hand. Who knows?
Yeah, some stem cells there.
So Hollywood, baby.
Grew an extra hand on a rat or a mouse.
They took it from his clone, because everybody in Hollywood has clones.
Yeah, like The Island, was it?
Yeah. Oh man, isn't that a Michael Bay movie?
Sure is. With
Oh man.
with Obi-Wan and Black Widow.
Yeah, we might have to do that at some point.
I've never actually seen it.
I don't think I have either.
It's one of those that the trailer just spoiled, like the big, like twist.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Brad Pitt did 95% of his own stunts in the movie, according to stunt coordinator Greg Rementer.
Yeah, that's interesting because I didn't get the feeling that he had a stunt double, but the way they shot it and cut it was like he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and dude is like 60 years old. You're not a young dude, even though he is looking really great.
Oh yeah, like a snack,
like a tasty morsel.
Yeah, I mean, they probably did it that way because he could do them all, but
Mhm.
probably not in succession. You know?
Right, exactly. It's like one stunt a day. That's it. That's all I got in me. Give me a sec. He's like, I smoked for like 30 years. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt's character says that he never forgets a face, but struggles to remember who the wolf is. In real life, Pitt has prosopagnosia, a condition that impairs the ability to recognize familiar faces, including one's own face. He has said in interviews that just as his character does, he needs to remember the context and the situation in which he has met someone in order to remember who the person is.
See, that's one of those things that sounds made up because how do you not know your own face?
I don't know. Maybe it's just like something jumbled up in the connection. I don't know.
Like, I'm colorblind, but I think that's a scam. I think I just learned my colors wrong. Well, think about it. Like, you don't inherently know what blue is. Like, you're not born knowing what red or blue is.
Right.
You have to be taught, It's like, that's what that is. That's what that is. So, so it doesn't make any sense.
Well, have you ever tried those glasses that, they're supposedly for colorblind people and they help you see all the colors or something?
I mean, I can see them all. I just, like, I basically relearned it. Like, when I think something is purple, most things are purple. I can just be like, that's navy blue.
Oh.
Like, I don't know. I think it's a scam. And I'm colorblind, so.
Director David Leitch was actually Brad Pitt's stunt double in multiple films, including Fight Club, Ocean's 11, Troy, and Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh, there's a couple movies that we need to do right there.
Yes, sir.
Troy's
Let's add them to the list.
I actually like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
God, I think I saw it when it came out, and I haven't seen it since.
Yeah, it kind of got a bad rap because it was like the movie that made him cheat on Jennifer Aniston, basically.
And leave her and marry Angelina Jolie. And yeah, it's a lot of drama behind it.
Yeah.
The scene where Lemon is catching the sun's head during the car chase was improvised as Logan Lerman pretended to be completely unconscious to make the scene authentic. Joey King and Brian Tyree Henry's scene was partly improvised. Brian's line where Lemon is asking Prince if she studied acting and or where was improvised. That was such a great bit. He's like, did you study the real tit?
Yeah, that interaction was so great. He's like, your lips quivering, but I know you're not afraid. Mm-hmm. How do you do that?
While discussing Thomas the Tank Engine with Lemon, Tangerine briefly affects an accent similar to that of Beatles member Ringo Starr. Starr narrated the British television series Thomas and Friends from 1984 to 1986 and appeared as the first version of Mr. Conductor in the American spin-off series Shining Time Station. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
No. And I watched that show.
Ringo Starr.
The lads from Liverpool.
Fucking lads from Liverpool. Scousers. The fight scenes were influenced by Jackie Chan in the way that they blend comedy and combat. That's one we got to do. We got to do some old school Jackie Chan movies like Legend of Drunken Master and stuff like that. They're so awesome.
Yeah, I think we've only done, would we do Rumble in the Bronx?
Rumble in the Bronx, yeah.
I'd do the Rush Hour movies, too. I really liked those when I was younger.
Oh, yeah. The third one is...
I never actually saw the third one.
It's not good. It's not good. The movie has some similarities to Pulp Fiction, like the dark humor tone, a character called the Wolf, and most notably, a couple of thugs, one black and one white, who talk about trivial subjects while conducting criminal activities.
And the white one dies in both, too.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. That wasn't in the spoiler section of IMDb trivia, so they didn't want to throw that in just yet.
Sure. It's decent of
them. Ryan Reynolds' extremely short cameo as Carver was filmed remotely while he was on the set of his Netflix film The Adam Project. Producer Kelly McCormick humorously remarked that it was payback for Brad Pitt being in Deadpool 2 for 2 seconds.
The Vanisher. Did you see that Adam Project?
No, I was just going to ask you. I heard it's good.
Yeah, it's decent.
It looks like fun. Yeah,
it's fun. It's nothing like world breaking, but yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, I'll check it out. The fruit truck Lemon drives at the end of the movie is the same truck that almost hits Ladybug at the start of the movie.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I didn't either until I saw that and I went, oh, yeah.
All comes full circle.
It all does. And last but certainly not least, I don't have a body count, even though it's probably pretty low. But I do have this fun fact to end it with. Early in the film, Tangerine and Lemon debate the merits of wearing a bulletproof vest. Lemon says, vests give you a false sense of security. You might get shot in the neck. To which Tangerine replies, yeah, it also stops you from getting shot in the chest. Incidentally, Lemon foreshadowed Tangerine's death via gunshot wound to the neck, and Tangerine foreshadowed Lemon surviving 2 shots to the chest due to said vest.
Damn.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, man.
But that's it for my trivia. This was so much fun.
What a blast. What a fucking blast this was.
What are we doing next week?
Oh, coming up next week, we are going to do the Adrian Brody action movie Predators.
Oh, I don't think I've seen this since it came out. I'm really excited to watch this. I mean, because I know you have high praise for it, and when I saw it, I was quick to poo-poo on it, so I'm excited to give it another shot.
Well, it's funny you said that. The first time I saw it, I hated it. And then I revisited it like a year or so ago. Like, yeah, this is pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I'm excited to give it another shot, and it's streaming on Prime right now, so you don't have to pay for it.
Oh, nice. It just popped up there?
Just popped up. I just looked it up.
That's part of why we did Bullet Train, because it wasn't anywhere. Because we're cheap.
Yeah, gotta save that money, save them coins.
Yeah, I definitely need it. Give me that $3.
But that's about it. Anything else you want to add?
I think we covered it all. Why don't you hit us where you can find us?
You can find us at www.actionmoviebookclub.com. You could also find us on Twitter at ActionMovieBC or on Instagram at Action Movie Book Club. We're also on YouTube. If you type in Action Movie Book Club, you'll find a lot of great videos and shorts on there. Edited by our guy Hans himself. And yeah, just give us a like and subscribe on any platform, especially our listening platforms, but also YouTube as well, because anything that'll help us get us in the ears of you guys and boost us in the algorithm would really, really appreciate it, because we love doing this and we want to keep doing it.
Absolutely.
But that's about it on my end. Anything else?
I think that's about all I got. Why don't you take us out?
Happy trails, Hans.
Eat a bag of dicks.